It doesn't matter. Okay, so right now it is a Saturday evening, and we are preparing to eat Indian style on the floor. I mean,
That's racist.
that is not racist. That was not meant to be racist.
Racist sister.
And this is our dinner. So yeah, it's pizza and French fries night at the Sheets/Bresnan dorm. And yeah, this is from Yorktown. It was like about $15 including a tip. And
look what I got. You can pull it off and you can dip in your ketchup. I got a whole box. Best idea ever. Like, whoever invented this is a genius.
so, just a little heads up. We are going to see The Haunted Collector tonight. And we are going early.
Oh, I'm doing it wrong.
Very early. So that we can hopefully be one of the first 40 people there and go on a ghost hunt. So that's always fun. Maybe we'll encounter that mean ghost in the kitchen. Okay, so here's the whole haunted history at York. In the 1990s, a professor who was very a beautiful mind-ish. Schizophrenic. I like a beautiful mind-ish a lot better. But, he shot himself in the school, and it said that his ghost roams Campbell Hall, where Amanda and I both have classes, and the suites and various rooms are haunted throughout the college, and then there's a meanie ghost in the kitchen, which is a really bad place because there are sharp objects. You never know whenever one of them just... And then there's a ghost in our showers. Just saying. It's happened too many times to be coincidence. And Amanda's had this too.
Scared. Oh, and like the lights in our bathroom, they're like automatic, they're like motion censored. And this isn't like a ghost experience, but it was terrifying. So apparently I took too long a shower and the lights turned off and I almost screamed. And that would have made people judge me if I was screaming in the shower.
This pizza's so darn good.
I know. And
yeah.
These are like $4-ish.
It's amazing.
How big? And ugh.
That's just a monstrous slice.
Yummy pizza.
So yeah, that's a quick update. I'm gonna eat my pizza now. My French fries. And depending... I'll vlog some more whenever we get to the place, or maybe John Zaffis will be in my vlog. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. But it probably won't happen, but I'm hopeful. And I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye. Okay, so this is going to be the last part of my vlog for the week. We just got back from the Haunted Collector program. It was pretty cool. First,
terrifying.
it was. First, I'm going to tell you about the cool part. That wasn't well, it was somewhat terrifying because there were voices and there was evil laughter. The evil laughter. The evil laughter. That was just like ha ha ha. I laugh in the face of danger. Ha ha ha. Okay, so anyway. He talked about what he did, obviously, and how he came into the business. Turns out his grandfather had visited him. And yeah, he's also a demonologist other than a regular haunted collector. And he's witnessed a few exorcisms. And I thought the part, like, the story that The Exorcism of Emily Rose was based on, I thought that was cool. This girl who was going to college was, I guess, attacked in her dorm. Nobody knows what happened, but she was possessed by this demon who would speak German, and there was actually a little bit played for us, and it was so creepy. I asked Amanda to translate, but she wouldn't.
And all you could hear was,
it was creepy.
and I can't sprechen Sie Deutsch anyway, well. So I can't really translate Demon Deutsch.
Demon Deutsch?
Erica was speaking. But,
you know this going on YouTube, right?
alright, if Hairpo watches this, I would be shocked. Because, alright, I won't say anything just in case he watches it. But I think from my behavior in class, he understood my feelings towards him. Alright, continue.
So yeah, that part was really creepy. And then apparently, if you guys have seen The Haunting in Connecticut, most of that's BS. But this guy was apparently there for a while, and he actually got so scared because this thing came at him from the top of the stairs, and he was just like so scared. He's like, oh my goodness, I gotta get out of here, I'm never coming back. And yeah, but then he went to a priest, and the priest talked him into getting back into the business. Yeah. And I told you about the exorcisms, and he's witnessed a couple of poltergeists. Poltergeists. And apparently one of them made it rain inside a house. Yeah. Like the mattresses were all wet, but nothing else was. And he showed a lot of cool pictures of his museum. There are a lot of clowns in there. And anyway, on to the ghost tour. Pretty cool.
Terrifying.
Agreed.
Steph was crying.
Almost.
I'm pretty sure I saw a tear.
Just a tear from each eye. But anyway, before the crying, we went into the student union, and I believe I told you, did a little research about the aggressive spirit in the kitchen. I don't think we actually talked to that spirit. I'll get to Steve in a minute. But anyway, we got in contact with, I told you guys about the professor who shot himself. We got in touch with him. Yeah, because we were asking him like, oh, did you kill yourself? And he was like, yes. Are you a professor? Yes. Did you work in Campbell? Yes. I mean, come on.
And, like, they asked him how he killed himself or how he died or something, and nobody else heard it. Well, he said carefully, but then they asked him, like, how he killed himself or something, and I heard him say gun, but I don't know if anybody else heard it.
I thought I heard Steve say kill at one point, but I thought that was just me.
So Steve's a murderer. That's just great.
You need to look up murderers in New York named Steve.
I'm sure.
I'll get to Steve in a minute. But yeah, there was the teacher, and like Amanda said, gun, and then we also heard the words carefully. And since he had committed suicide, yeah. Then there were a lot of female ghosts who were just like, Steve. And well, we're like, okay, is Steve your boyfriend? Steve. That's all they said. And I think it got up to there were about 3 ghosts in our presence. And one of them had said that she had died from alcohol and that her friends were with her. But towards the end of it, there was just this Steve, Steve, Steve. So we went looking for Steve, and boy did we find Steve. We went outside the business administration building. I think so. It's right by the student union. Anyway, we were outside, and you know, we just got talking to these ghosts, and once more we hear Steve. And apparently a little girl had died at that building. So we were also asking, is there a little girl here? And at one point, you could faintly hear a little girl's voice. But then it stopped because of Steve. Steve. And at one point, we started talking to Steve, and he turned off John Zaffis's monitor that we were communicating through, which was weird. And then he turned it back on. And what did he say?
What?
What did John say after he turned on the monitor for the first time?
He asked him if he, like, the haunted collector, what's his name?
John.
John asked Steve if he wanted us to leave, and clear as day, like, you couldn't, it wasn't even like one of those fuzzy, like, it was clear as day, everybody heard it, get out, but it was like, get out, and
freak out moment!
My heart just started pounding, and I about booked it back to the door. It was terrifying.
And I was just like, oh my god, this ghost is telling us to get out. This is his place. And yeah. So I'm gonna tell you guys this, but my allergies were starting to get to me. So a couple tears were there, but that's about it. And besides the fact that Amanda probably almost had a heart attack because her heart's already beating like 50 miles a minute. And it was just it was just so scary. And then he turned off the monitor a second time. I mean, how crazy is that? John said he's never had a case where something has turned off the monitor he uses twice. So that was enough to scare us into the basement, where we didn't actually hear anything. We kept searching for Steve, but he left. It's gonna be a long vlog. Yeah, that's our so now I'm doing some research. I don't know if you guys can see that. Some research on Steve to see what was his deal. Because, yeah.
I can't find him.
I can't find anything about the country club.
Yeah, all it has is like the new one.
Yeah. Because apparently York was a country club before it was a college. And, I mean, this college was founded back in 1787. So it's going to be really, really tough to find info, but I'm really interested about this Steve person.
Did you notice that it wasn't until we linked him to the country club that he got angry?
Yes.
Because, like, he was answering questions before that, and then as soon as someone said, did you work at the country club,
he started to get ticked off.
And told us to get out. So, I bet he did something, like, with the country club, that he got in trouble, or that's what killed him, or something.
I wonder if he's linked to that little girl.
I don't think so, because I think the little girl was
came after.
It was turned into a college. But I heard her giggle. But that was after Steve left. Like, the little girl didn't come out till after he left.
I also heard the words hide.
Yes.
I thought maybe the little girl was, like, thinking hide and go seek.
That's what I heard. That was crazy.
Yep. That's what we do. Anyway, I'm sorry this is late, guys. But yeah. So that's our encounter with the other side for today. We didn't encounter the angry spirit in the kitchen. I'm kind of glad.
Be Steve.
Yeah, but Steve was the business administration building.
But he was also in the city.
I didn't think so. I just heard the name Steve.
What are the chances that, like, he wasn't in there? but we go like a little bit over and he's there.
Can ghosts talk to one another?
I don't know.
That's what I should have asked him. Oh, dang it. I just came up with a good
You'd
question.
think if they could, though, they wouldn't have been talking. Because that one time when he asked the lady's name, he had 3 females answering at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So you think they could tell each other, just hold on a second, let me tell my name, and then you tell your name.
Maybe it's difficult for them to talk to one another.
That'd be so lonely. I wanted to ask if, like, are ghosts actually stuck here, or do they choose to be here? That's what I wanted to know. Because, like, the little girl, you'd think she would leave if she had the choice.
Maybe she likes it for some reason in that building.
Steve is there to torment her.
Maybe Steve isn't as bad to her, though. Maybe because she's little. Maybe he treats her as a daughter.
That Get Out, that was terrifying.
It seriously was, guys. It was just like, get out.
And honestly,
It was get out. It was a forceful.
Because
Yeah.
I was being skeptical. Because, like, the things he was pointing out, you couldn't really hear. Like,
I could hear most
I
of
could hear
them.
some of them, but some of them were like a stretch, I thought. But then the Get Out, there was just no, like, denying that it was Get Out. Like, that's the only thing it possibly could have been. Ugh. Thank goodness we're in a dorm that's 2 years old.
Because apparently some of the other suites and stuff. Apparently Beard is haunted. We're not staying in Beard because somebody took out a Ouija board.
Did you hear, when they asked the one person where they lived on campus, they said
Said
Manor?
I thought that was just me. I also heard West.
I didn't hear which manor it was, but I definitely heard Manor.
I heard West.
And then, like, when the one asked if they lived in Beard, that one said yes. But
Okay, so we've got Manor, West, and Beard. I heard West, so I was thinking maybe like Manor West or West Campus.
I'm thinking West Campus is newer, so it would make more sense to be Manor West.
Yeah. Manor West. The manors are really, really old. They don't have AC or anything. Or elevators. Hence it's old. But yeah. It was a scariness today. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Anything else you want to say? That you might have heard?
If I wasn't so terrified of evil spirits, I would want to get, like, a Ouija board.
No. Even if you weren't afraid of evil spirits, I would never allow you to bring a Ouija board in here. Because I am
wanna do it, like,
terrified.
at home, where I could, like, talk to my grandparents or something.
Whenever he said that ghosts can come
Is it
in
even
dreams.
still on, or did you turn it off?
It's on. It's on. This is on.
Oh, it looked black.
Can you see it from here?
Yeah. I probably look like a bum.
I think you do.
I'm looking up stuff on Steve. so
We're being
I'm not-
productive.
Yeah, I'm being productive, just being productive in my bed, being comfortable.
I'm sitting in a chair. An uncomfy chair.
Alright, so why can't I use a Ouija board?
Because they're free. Have you ever seen, like, you've seen Paranormal Activity, the first
Yeah,
one,
but-
and the second one. You know they both used Ouija boards. Look how they turned out. Half of them are
But I
dead.
just want to talk to my grandparents. That would be so cool.
But you don't know if it's your grandparents you're getting in touch
I'm living
with.
in my grandparents' house. Chances are they're still there. I would feel fairly safe.
I once wrote a story called The Board. I wrote it junior year for,
This is the longest vlog ever.
No, it's not. That's the sad part. I wrote a story junior year called The Board, and it was about these friends who pull out a Ouija board, and it's all to connect with the one girl's grandmother, and they end up unleashing this demon that ends up killing 2 of them and leaving one in a mental institution.
Oh.
Pleasant. But anyway, yeah, just no Ouija boards. I'm scared to death.
Communicate.
Then you
Like,
communicate,
honestly, before
like...
this, I was fairly skeptical. Like, ghosts would be cool, but I didn't know. But the Get Out, that kind of changed my mind.
I think that changed everybody's mind.
Ugh.
Also, there was this picture of an explosion between two telephone wires, and you could tell that all the fire was there, but it was in the shape of a skull. You could see the two eye sockets that were dark, and it was just in the shape, and it had the teeth. And then, yeah. Also, whenever he said ghosts can manifest themselves in dreams, like, that kind of hit home because, I don't know if this is coincidence or not, but after my, and you might think I'm crazy, after,
That's happened before.
you think I'm crazy?
Wait, how's that song go?
You drive me,
Crazy.
you drive me crazy.
Song. I think. I don't even remember. It's CeeLo Green, back when he was.
Not on The Voice.
No, when he was. What's his name? Gnarls Barkley?
I've never heard of him. You think of that, I'm gonna tell my story. Is that the type of pig you want, like in Alice in Wonderland?
There we go.
But, anyway, like the day that my grandfather died, I was in 8th grade, and my mom had... Way to interrupt my deep story.
Do you know the song now? I'm sorry.
No, I don't know this song.
Okay. I'm sorry. Continue.
Anyway, for the next 3 nights, I had dreams that I was sort of talking to my grandfather, only he wasn't, he was like very, very different. Like, you could tell that he wasn't human anymore. It was sort of like his spirit, and this happened for 3 nights, the 3 nights after he had passed away. And I'm seriously starting to wonder if it was just I missed him, or it was his ghost talking to me through my dreams. But yeah, big questions of life. Except for the fact that Steve didn't like us. That's not a question of life. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. Okay, I better go because I still have other videos to upload to this. Not ones after this, but for before.
How long was that?
We're nearing 20 minutes.
And you have like 5 minutes from before.